Welcome back to the grind for my 2022 Revive farming update video. And this is exciting because there's actually some very significant changes that really impacts your ability to farm Revive in a simple, easy, and efficient way. Now, in the past couple weeks before this new event quest cycle started, I was mostly just auto fighting for revives, and I was able to get more than 40 single revives in just 1 week, as well as a handful of full energy refills, which is great to help push content, as well as if you don't need the energy refills, but you need revives, you can then just put it back into revive farming. So very effective, and it was really nice to do over the holidays, and it's something that I always do when I don't have time to spend my energy in a meaningful way. I just auto fight through this simple quest to get revives to then help me when I'm pushing through more challenging content when I have the time. And this is now the new most efficient way to revive farm that I have seen, and it's actually better than the previous methods. Now, they did recently rework the early acts, so that means one of the quests that was used to be a good revive farming quest as well as an energy refill farming quest, which we'll take a look at, no longer works, unfortunately, because they reworked it, and I haven't seen high drop rates in that quest, but that is okay, because the new Act 3, Chapter 2, quest number 6 is amazing. And I have had very few times that I would enter this quest and see no revives. And I've done this well over 50 times through. There's a revive right there on the first half of that path. And very few times have there been no items on the path, and oftentimes there's multiple. The way that these teleports work is you start on the left here is A, then B over to the right, and then C down to the left, and D to the right, and then over to the left is E, and then F is on the right side. Now I'm going to show a few subsequent paths or entries and show that I was able to get items very consistently. We have a revive over there on the left side. Unfortunately, that is all that was present on this time through, except that small energy refill. And then when we go back in again, we see that it is very similar setup. We have one revive and no other items that we can collect. And I'm going to show you actually all the recorded runs I did to show the variability that you can get. Now, this one, again, on those first two, nothing there, a small energy refill there, a revive down here, and nothing else on the path, unfortunately. And then similar again for this one, there is a small energy refill off to the side, and then there is a revive down there. Now, what you can do if there are items on separate paths, unfortunately that doesn't work with the small energy refills. It wouldn't really be efficient anyways. But let's say, for example, so the small energy refills, you actually have to finish the path to keep it. But the single revives and the large energy refills, you can get it and then quit the quest. So if this was a large energy refill, keep that in mind. You could go to grab that, stop right there at the next fight, and then you could restart the quest. If you collect that refill, if it was a large refill, it would go straight into your inventory. Then you would stop going down that path, you would hit exit, and you would hit restart. Then you would come back into that quest, and all the items would remain the same except the ones that you already grabbed. Then you could go down the longer path that has the revive at a longer spot on that path, and then finish the whole path, defeating the boss after, and that resets the path. That is something very important to remember. I get asked that a lot. If you want to reset the items on a map, you have to beat the boss. But you can stop after getting a revive and after getting a full energy refill, and you keep them. Now I'm just quickly going to go through some of the things that I had. So I took a record of, 29 runs in a row to see what I got. And so at first one I got one revive, two revives, each on different paths. The next one I had a full energy refill. Then all I could grab is a small energy refill. Unfortunately, there was nothing, no revives 2 times in a row. The next time I got a full revive, or one revive and a full refill on different paths. Then nothing, then a revive, and then again a revive and an energy refill on different paths. And then small energy again a couple times, and then a revive, and then 2 revives on different paths. And then kind of similar goes along that way. But then one time I had a revive and a full energy on the same path, and I've seen some people who have had much better success than that as well. For example, you might find yourself a path that has not one, but two revives and an energy refill on it. And I have seen others with similar results where you have a revive on one path and then a revive and an energy refill on another path. But the question is that as efficient as other options in terms of energy spent? And keep in mind, this is to compare places where you can simply auto fight, because actively farming revives, there is a much better way to do it. So what I did was I took all the runs that I did and I averaged it out for energy cost and how many revives I got, and compared it to those numbers from the other places. Now, Act 4.1.6 no longer exists, but it was a good option. And now variant 7.2.2 is a good option still, but we're going to see that this one is better. Now, this is the active revive farming map. This is Act 5.3.6, and you can see the number. If you reinvest the energy you spend, you end up getting your revives for about 22 energy per revive, which is really good. But what you'll notice is the energy spent per revive is actually more for this map, but the energy spent for energy and the fact that you can pick up a lot of energy along the way and on shorter paths makes it so you can reinvest that energy to then get even more revive. Now, really quick, I'm just going to show that map. Now, this is the map, and there is a full revive here. It takes, a full refill here. It actually takes about a full bar of energy to reach that point. So I only go for those ones if I'm going to be clearing the whole lane. And oftentimes you'll find like 2 full refills on one of these paths, and you can even find 1 or 2 on another path. And sometimes down here on this lane here, it's a bit shorter of a lane, and you can get 2 revives on this path sometimes. And so what I would do in this situation is it takes less energy to reach this revive than it would take to reach this full refill. So what I would do is I would go to the revive, and then I would quit, restart, and then go down this other path to pick up the full refill and then finish it off and get a bunch of energy back. Now, this is the breakdown for Act 3.2.6. Now, the absolute best energy per revive is that around 20 on active farming, which, you know, those are harder opponents. It does take about 10 to 15 minutes to clear a whole lane, and you do have to actively play. This is simply auto fighting, and previously about 60 energy per revive on those other maps was good. So of the 29 runs I did, all the energy that it took with a rough estimate, I ended up getting an 86% success rate of each time I entered the quest, would there be a revive or not. So that's actually really high. It's up there as one of the top ones. But this map is cheap on energy, and therefore we ended up, when you reinvest the full energy refills into this map, it ended up being only 38 energy per revive, making this map the most efficient for your energy that you can auto fight in order to farm revives. And again, I got over 40 revives in a single week just from auto fighting with my free energy. And then if I also had extra time and I wanted to do something more challenging, the energy refills that I pick up along the way as well are ready and waiting, so I can refill and go complete another quest in Act 6 or 7 or in event quest, and I have extra revives on hand for any of the content that I need to complete. So when do I realistically do this? Well, I actually do this pretty often. Anytime I don't have the time to sit down and play through a difficult quest, I just auto fight through this. At the last 1 to 2 weeks of the month, when I've already completed all the event quests that I need to complete, I end up doing a lot more of this to help build up my stash for when I do have a chance to sit down and push through some difficult content. Or what you can do before you go to take on Labyrinth or Abyss of Legends or exploration of your hardest act content, you can just spend a week or two auto fighting with all your free energy through this quest, so you can build up a stash of revives to help you take on that difficult content without having to dip into your units. So I really do hope that this was helpful. Let me know your thoughts, let me know what you use, and I hope to see you in the next video.